You're gonna hear Buddy in the background because he's hyperventilating. I had to come on to my HP laptop, which has the worst crappy um camera. So I'm gonna look like I'm coming out of Ghostland. So we're gonna treat it like that. But this is kind of one of those moments. So I find it kind of interesting because my Apple laptop is only a year old. All of a sudden it won't let me go on to anything. I can't go on. It's blocking. It's like, oh, this where you're trying to sign in on at is a insecure website, webline or whatever. I'm like, really? Whatever. Anyway, so you guys are just gonna have to put up with the crappy lighting I have right now. It's not the best. It's kind of dark in here. And I don't really have, and you're gonna hear Buddy, he's having a lot of saliva stuff going on today. I gave him a lot of easy things to chew today. He's hot. I've been spraying him. I'm misting him. I'm icing him. I don't know what else to do for him. He's hot. I'm hot too. So we're just trying to make the best of it. God forbid if we lose power, because then it's really off. Then I'm all about taking him outside. I'll put him in a tub and just put water and ice in there, and he's just gonna have to stay in the tub of some ice water just to cool him down, because there's just no other way to do it. I'm misting him with um, water. At least he likes that. But real quick, so this is probably going to be really hazy. It probably is. But anyway, we're just going to work with it. It is what it is. And I haven't used this laptop in a long time for videos because it has a crappy camera. And it gets hot really fast for no reason. The other day, it didn't get hot at all. I can't win. It's craziness. All right, so I'm going to look like I'm coming out of space. We're just going to use that. We're just going to go with that. Okay? I'm in space. Shh, shh, live from outer space. Making contact with Earth. Yes, I'm in another dimension. I am. I keep saying to myself, I didn't sign up for this bullshit. Somebody spiked my Kool-Aid. I know it, damn it. My divine Kool-Aid. Somebody spiked it. I didn't get a chance to say no. Next thing I knew, I was coming out and I was like, oh, shit, I'm back. What happened? Did anybody listen to me when I said no? Not going back to Earth. Screw that. It's too crazy down there. They don't know what they're doing. Got too many running around. So, anyway, I'm going to tell a story from long ago. Well, it is long ago for me. I got the info. So, my friend Anne, I'm going to use Anne as the name Anne. Anne, you know who you are. So, this is kind of serious. And this is for anybody who is thinking of doing this. You don't need to be doing this, okay? If you are 70 plus, you do not need to be having a Rottweiler dog. Let me repeat myself again. If you are 70 plus, you do not need to be having a Rottweiler dog or a pit bull dog or any dog that's possibly can stand on their hind legs taller than you. And they're supposed to be puppies. Okay, like I said, I'm coming from NASA. Maybe my world NASA of another dimension because this camera is terrible. So you just need to hear the message. So here's the deal. Anne, my friend Anne here, who I called several times and never got a reply back. Okay. And I kind of knew something was going on because time was going on, and I haven't that I don't like that. I haven't spoken to Anne in a while, so I'm freezing now, and it's catching me in weird facial things. I didn't like that. So I talked to her today, and Anne tells me that she just about a week or so or more ago got out of the hospital. She was in a hospital for a couple of days. I said, "What the hell happened, Anne?" And so Anne proceeds to tell me the story of what happened to her. That she was out in the back with her lovely rose garden. And the pet, the puppy, 11-month-old Rottweiler, decides that it wants to play because for some reason it thinks that she picked some strawberries and it wants the strawberries. So Rottweiler decides to stand up on his hind legs and is taller than Anne and wants to play. And Anne is itty bitty. And Anne falls back onto the ground and hits her head. Now, the puppy decides it wants to wrestle with her. And so now she has bites on her eye, on her arm, on her hands, where she's trying to tell it to stop. Meanwhile, she's screaming out for Paul, and Paul does not hear her because Paul is changing the hearing aids. So thank goodness Anne had the cell phone on her and she called 911 and said, "Look, I am down in my rose garden and my dog thinks it's time to play and she is on top of me and biting me and it's a Rottweiler." So by the time she gets that call in, they arrived in 5 minutes. Thank you so much. Those of you that came to the aid of Anne, thank you very much. They not only did the policemen showed up, 3 cop cars, fire department, ambulance, and then the pet control, the animal control. So here's all these vehicles out in front of Anne's house. Paul finally gets the hearing aids in, and Paul doesn't realize what the hell's going on. So he finally hears Anne screaming, and he goes out and finally gets the pup off of my friend Anne. And then finally the doorbell rings, and Paul goes and answers the door and wonders why all the cops and everything are standing there in the ambulance and everything. She's got blood all over her. She's a bloody mess. And they finally get her, and all she could tell Paul is, I was screaming for you and you weren't coming. And he said, I was changing my hearing aids. So she is taken to the hospital, Anne. And when she's taken to the hospital, they decide to check her because she already did that. So they're taking extra precautions with her because Anne played it safe, and did what she needed to do. So they decide to give Anne a MRI. So they take her in and give her MRI. And they find out she has an intracranial bleed. Small one, but it's there. Now, in my nursing days, I had a situation where a patient had, and the first thing the doctor ordered me to do, besides, when we're making sure to just monitor the patient, are they still cognitive? Yes. What's their neural checks? Equal? Yes. Pupils are equal. There's no misdilation of the eyes or anything, blah, blah, blah. We're checking up. So we got to do vital signs and neural checks every 15 minutes. We're doing the vital signs and neural checks every 15 minutes. Sometimes, depending on what's going on, depending on the severity, you have to do them every 10 minutes or 5 minutes, however the doctor puts the order together. And then a doctor will tell you to DC your aspirin, your heparin, things like that will bleed. You don't want to be giving them thinners if they have an intracranial bleed. You don't want it to continue. It's to give things that are healing. So, and also just FYI, the web internet here has been really bad since the heat and everything has been really, really bad. So I'm lucky to have some connection. So Anne tells me that while she was at the hospital, they gave her stuff to thin her blood as a protocol because she had that. And this has been known to cause accumulation of blood to stick together in the body. Okay. So you're going to hear him cough. He's coughing and coughing. Yeah, and there we go. He's done. So Anne was in the hospital for 2 days. And lucky enough, no stitches, but got the steri strips on. I had to be covered and treated, and so Anna's doing so much better. When I talked to her today, Anna's doing good. But here's the thing. Anne and Paul need to have a chihuahua, a poodle, something little. Nothing that can stand up on his hind legs taller than the person. When you're up in age, it's not a good idea. Not good at all. Unless you constantly want to have visits to the hospital because your pet is taking you out, playing with you. It's almost like getting into a wrestling match. You're getting into the ring and it's like, let's get ready to rumble. In this corner we have Rockwyler, and in this corner we have Anne. Who's gonna win? No. No. Just saying. Paul and Anne really need to have, I don't know, pets that are smaller, that are safer. Not something that is ready to rumble 24/7. Okay? Now, Anne has shared with me that sometimes when it comes to feeding the little this beautiful being, nothing wrong with Rottweiler. I love Rottweilers. I love pit bulls. I think they're beautiful dogs. I really do. But they're very temperamental if they're not trained right. They're very temperamental. Anyway, so here's the deal. It's cold water. There you go. Better? Good. He likes that. You want more? Come over here. Anyway, like I was saying, Anne and Paul really truthfully need a poodle. Something small. Nothing big. So, and there's a problem when you have to serve breakfast to your pet with a stick. You stick it out the door and you push it out to the patio. That should tell you something right there. There's something going on. I don't think it's wise if you have to do that. There's something missing in there, the training. Just saying. So I don't know what that's all about other than the fact that Anne is doing better. Glad that I got a chance to catch up with Anne. And Anne is doing so much better. And everybody's having their share of their stuff showing up right now. Okay, that's fine. So I just wanted to come on and share this. If you have loved ones or you know friends of yours that are a little bit more up into their age, and you know for a fact they have a dog that might knock them over or something, perhaps you might need to have a chit chat with them on safeguarding their well-being. I'm just saying. Just saying. Anyway, it's been awfully hot. And I'm still out here house sitting, and the heat has been crazy, and it's just unsurreal. But I hear that the sun is putting off so many solar flares, it's coming down to what they call determination event. And I read about the termination event, and that's kind of like right up there with that movie with Nicolas Cage. Where they showed the big solar flare at the very end, how the sun whips up this solar flare And when it's whipping up, it starts, you see it pulling the water off of Mother Earth. It was really a good movie. And and then when it comes back, it evaporates the water, and then the flare hits the planet, and then all you see is this light. It's just bright light how the flare hits, and whatever was in its way in that solar flare, it was annihilated. It was gone. So this particular termination um type of energy that the sun is going to do might interfere with our internet. Maybe that's what's going on. A lot of internet things are gone down around and things can't be supported. And here's another thing. The hotter the index is, please pay attention to your tires, because your tires will have that energy of, there you go, will have that energy of not doing well. It will, your tires will have a bubble on it. So make sure you check your tires and make sure that your tires are safe, just to let you know. Just check your tires. Your tires are going to be interfered with how young it is or how new it is. Those of you that are driving the electric cars, you might want to take a little check on your vehicle, because that heat index, think about it. It hits batteries and it can do things to batteries. Knock out your whole electronic panel. Just think about it. So I just wanted to come on and share this about what's going on. I don't know if the internet will get fixed here. I'm not sure what's going on. I know when I go other places, I have nice connection, but here I'm in Ghostland. Yeah, I kind of like that better. I'm in Ghostland. I'm coming to you from another dimension because it's all distorted. So anyway, I already did the read for summer solstice for tomorrow. We are in some particular energy of change. Looks really good. Gonna see how it plays out energetic wise, but just pay it. Just know to take care of yourself. It says your connection is unstable, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. So if this video looks kind of ghostly and is freezing up, that's because the internet here is not good. It's pretty shabby. It has its good days and its bad days. But I think when it heats up, like this is when they have the most problems with their internet. But they're gonna be moving soon. I'm so excited for them. Um, anyway, I just wanted to come on and just leave this info so that everybody will understand. Please make sure you take care of Paul and Anne. If you have a Paul and Anne, Paul and Anne really, they need simpler things in life, not things that are causing them to serve it with a stick or tell it to stop and it keeps thinking it's trying to play and making you a rag doll. That's not okay. So I hope this helps anyone that might need to take a look at, loved ones and friends that they know that have this situation going on, to kind of maybe just make a nice suggestion of simplifying their life. Anyway, much love to all of you. Happy Father's Day to all your fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to my father. And be good to yourself, and everyone just stay cool. And internet services are kind of crappy right now. I think it's all over the place where you can get in, get on, maybe not, who knows. Especially with Apple. If you have an Apple phone or a laptop, you might have some challenges. Wonder why. What's going down with Apple? Hmm. What's being upgraded? Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gotta catch another dimension. Thank you for coming to join me here on Be So Light. Maybe the connection will be just right tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. But all right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Much love. Bye.